Hi everyone, I'm Leia and this is Reckless Nymph. If you're new to the channel, then welcome, and if you are already subscribed, welcome back. I really appreciate you being here. Today we are doing a reading where we will be asking if the person in your mind is still thinking about you. So we have 10 piles to choose from. Now visualize your person and choose the pile that you feel drawn to the most. Take your time, and whenever you're ready, I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. This card will be looking into whether the person in your mind still thinks about you. And if they do, it answers what they think about you whenever it is that you cross their mind. This card, as well as this one, will be for your advice. So let's look at the cards. We have number 13, house. We have the witch's hat. And we have expect powerful change. So with number 13, house, does this person still think about you? I would say yes. And the thoughts that they have about you are a bit dark or a bit sad, a bit melancholic. I would say that just from the image of this card alone, you and this person are connected through the home. So as you can see, there is a house here, but this house also is floating in the middle of a city. Another thing that tells me is that you and this person might have lived in the city together, if not in an environment that was very cold and unforgiving. So it might have been a very fast-paced environment. It might have been an environment where the nature of this place, whether or not you shared a childhood with this person, again, it was very cold and unforgiving and probably demanded you to be very, very productive. So this place expected you in some way to perform. I'm feeling that this house is also like a factory because of this chimney. Of course, houses normally have chimneys, but in this particular card, that is the feeling that I'm getting because of all of the other things that are surrounding the image of this chimney. You have this house that seems to be towering over me as I'm looking at it. So it's giving this daunting, intimidating feeling. And then it is in the middle of a city, symbolizing this very, again, impersonal environment. It doesn't seem to care about you wherever this is. So this is part of what your person thinks about when they think about you. They think about this place. They feel connected to you through this place. So for some of you, you might have grown up together in a home that had very high expectations of you, in a home that expected you to perform or to work at an early age. Or it could be that you and this person went through the foster system together. Some other interpretations that I can think of, although the ones that I mentioned, I feel more strongly, but some other interpretations that I can think of would be that you and your person lived together around the time that you were setting yourselves up as adults. So that would mean that you and this person are working in the same city and you guys are roommates, and this is why you share this home, and this is why you share this very unforgiving, fast paced environment. It could be that you also both worked from home. Maybe you guys were roommates, but you were roommates during university, and you might have gone to a university that was very demanding. It could be that there are very high expectations for people going to this university, possibly for scholarship reasons, or it could be that this place has to it, it's tied to prestige. So that is all that I'm feeling here. Some other things that I see, again, just a feeling that this person looks back at that experience from time to time, especially when they are at work, when they are having idle time, let's say during a commute, when this person is on their way home or on their way to work. So they're coming from work, they're going to work, and anything related to work sometimes reminds them of this place and of you. And since this home is uprooted, as you can see, it is floating, it makes me feel that either this memory was somewhat traumatic for them, that's why it was uprooted from their mind, or it could be that they felt that this was a very challenging experience. And so in a way they felt uprooted from this place, or this place felt that it was uprooted as soon as they left it. Something like that. So that's everything that I'm feeling. If you guys went through the foster system together, or went to college together, or you were in a boarding house together, it could be this was a boarding school. With pink and blue, I would say that it was probably co-ed. So what is the advice regarding the situation? We have witch's hat, express yourself and share your gifts with the world. And then we also have new moon eclipse, expect powerful change. Oh, another thing that I want to add here, with number 13, I don't remember if number 13 or what number 13 is in the tarot, but I do know from numerology that a lot of people regard the number 13 in a lot of cultures as bad luck. So your person might associate this place and your experience of living there together, or for some of you growing up there together, as a very challenging and painful experience. It could be that they felt that this place for them symbolized bad luck. But if you don't believe in luck, then let's just look into the numerology. 13, when put together, is the number 4. Now, since 1 and 3 are not together yet, this can symbolize how this place was not in harmony, and that is why it was not creating that stability. So let's go back to the advice. With the witch's hat, express yourself and share your gifts with the world, as well as new moon eclipse expect powerful change. So an eclipse doesn't happen every day. And when it does happen, you feel that you're in total darkness. So I think that if you are still in this experience with this person, or you have recently come from this experience with this person, then this eclipse could point to how being in the being in the darkness and being in this kind of place is not something that will always be present in your lives. And that at some point this eclipse will end and you will see the light again. And when that happens, you both will be able to shine. You both will be able to express yourselves, to truly feel safe, to be yourselves, to express yourselves, and to share your gifts with the world, as this card says. So with Witch's Hat, it could be that you and or your person are interested in spirituality, possibly the occult, since this is a witch's hat. And either it is for witchcraft or for personal healing or for personal development. Me, I don't really believe so much in spirituality, although I am open to the idea. And I use these cards more in a philosophical way and for self-development. Although I use some of those spiritual words that people like to pepper into their readings because, of course, I'm not going to dictate how other people want to view this reading and through which lens they choose to process it. We all have our own ways of processing things. And for me, that is what works. So this is something that you and your person might relate to. However, that's not always going to be the case. It could be that you and your person believe in witchcraft or you are strongly connected to nature. Or it could be that you and your person are incredibly creative, artistic, imaginative. And this is a side of you guys that was suppressed in this environment. Again, this was a cold, unforgiving environment. It might have expected you to perform a certain way, to present yourselves to the world in a certain way, and to focus on certain disciplines that were or that could have been against your true nature if your nature is that you are, again, imaginative, spiritual, creative, or anything within that realm. So expect powerful change because you will be able to fully express yourselves. You will be able to show who you truly are to the world and to be able to do this safely. So that is everything that I'm seeing here. I hope that this has been helpful for you, pile number one. If it has been helpful, then please give this video a like. Leave me a comment so that this video will reach more people by increasing its engagement. And so do subscribe if you would like to see more videos just like this. So thank you so much for your time and attention. I will see you next time. Hello, pile number two. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. This card, as well as this one, will serve as advice for this reading. While this card I had intended to look into whether or not your person still thinks about you. This could be any person in your mind. It doesn't have to be romantic. And we will also look into what they do think about when they think of you. So let's get started. We have food, number 9. Manifestation, what you seek is seeking you. And work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Let me just fix my mic. So with food, number 9. Does this person think of you? I would say yes, just because there's a lot of interaction. For some, that may not make sense, but I'm just saying what I intuit. So, does this person think of you? First of all, it is a yes. This person does think of you. And when they think of you, they could think about situations that are similar to the imagery in this card. So, since these people are wearing chef's hats, it could be that you and this person worked together in a restaurant or at an eatery, or you guys could have shared a pop-up, anything related to food. You guys may have been the cooks, you might also have been the servers. It could also talk about how you and this person shared a lot of experiences related to food, wherein the food was being shared with an entire group. So it could be that you and this person went to a lot of events together. It could have been work events, or you attended a lot of celebrations together. It could be that you run in the same circles or you are from the same family. Whatever the reason might be, this person thinks about you in this context, and these are the events that they remember when they think of you. So, one of the characters here, I feel really drawn to, and they are pointing at the food, or they are pointing in general. So, you and this person might share memories where you spend a lot of time in events, in the sidelines, or keeping to yourselves at a corner, people watching, sharing your opinions about the event, the people at this event, the reason why this event was taking place, or just sharing your opinions in general. With the pointing, though, it makes me think of people watching. It makes me think that you and this person might have been gossiping. You might have felt comfortable telling each other your observations of the people at this event, or your person might have been very comfortable doing this around you. I think that overall, your person really enjoyed your company. They really appreciated your personality. They felt safe and comfortable around you. They enjoyed interacting with you. They found you very optimistic, jovial. For some of you, your person thought that you ate a lot just because there's a person here who is eating a piece of bread that's bigger than their head. So, especially if you are a man, men tend to eat a lot more. So, it could be that this person in your mind noticed that about you. There's a lot of focus here on food, on consuming food, and consuming it in great quantities. Another person here is eating this huge piece of chicken. So your person might see you as an indulgent person, someone who enjoys indulging their senses, especially when it comes to food, the sight, the smell, the taste of good food. Here, the food, it looks like this banquet looks very luxurious. You have this cake with a sort of angel as a cake topper. So your person might also think of you within this context of celebrations related to angels. So that makes me think of a Catholic setting, for one. It could be that they think of you and remember you at a time when you both attended a wedding, a baptismal, a birthday of a baby, those celebrations where it's their first birthday. You might have attended a communion. Anything around Catholicism or anything that you can tie to angels. There's also a lot of fruits, a lot of wine. So you and this person might have attended these events, and you and this person might have been present in rooms where you were rubbing elbows with people that came from higher social classes. So again, this is a luxurious banquet, and you have lots of people attending. So this is not an inexpensive experience. So this might have been happening again in an upper middle class setting, perhaps. You two might come from the same corporate background. This is surprisingly very specific, but that is what I'm seeing here. The last thing I want to say is that drinking, for some reason, is relevant to this card. Or actually, that's not the last thing I want to say, because I'm also noticing the number 9 and the fact that these people are small versions of themselves within these larger bodies. So we'll touch on that in a bit. But again, drinking seems to be relevant to this memory, or to these memories that your person has of you. So it could be that your person drank a lot and felt comfortable confiding in you, or you and your person drank a lot together and they are simply reminiscing the good times. With number 9, it makes me think of success, because the number 9 is when you're almost done with something. It means you're at the very height of something. So it points back to that feeling of indulgence, of opulence, of wealth, being in this upper middle class or luxurious background or setting. Rubbing elbows with people from high places, powerful people. And finally, with these people being tiny versions of themselves in these larger bodies, these larger human-sized bodies, it makes me think of duality. It makes me think that you and your person were more honest with one another, because you were operating in a setting where you were expected to present yourselves a certain way. So again, coming to that idea that you are more comfortable being open and authentic around one another. It could also point to how you were both aware of how it's the same for other people, that when you all drink, it lowers those inhibitions and it makes you more open, or a little bit more open, to be yourselves. It could be that they're reminiscing about these celebrations because it's when people change a little bit and show themselves a bit more than they usually do because of this pressure to perform a certain way. It also makes me think of the phrase talking heads, but I'm not sure what that means. You could look that up and it might resonate with what I'm talking about here. So that's everything I'm seeing for this card. Now we will look at the advice. We have manifestation, what you seek is seeking you, as well as work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So with manifestation, what you seek is seeking you. Immediately, what that makes me feel is that when you put yourself in certain rooms, you attract certain people. So literally what you seek is seeking you. You are going after a certain class or a certain group. And this is exactly where you eventually find yourself. You find yourself eventually belonging to this group. So if you have a desire to continue moving up, to continue improving your lot, then this is definitely available to you. You're definitely able to manifest the situation simply by putting yourself in the right places and by interacting with the right people. And with work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio, it makes me think that there's a lot of pressure present in these kinds of situations. It might require you to transform so much of yourself in order to fit in and to feel that you belong here, to feel that you can keep up with these kinds of people and their lifestyle or the way that they operate, the way that they naturally are. You're trying to fit in with a group, so that requires you changing yourself somehow, transforming yourself somehow, maybe turning off parts of yourself so that you can mingle with these people, belong with these people. You have to understand the way that their minds operate. You need to understand where they're coming from, why they have certain views, beliefs, because you're trying to assimilate yourself into a certain culture. So I think that even though this might be an intimidating experience, it is definitely open to you, and it is definitely possible for you to go into these situations simply by, again, working through your fears. We have new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is about transformation. So I just want to ask why this person is thinking of you, and then why this is the advice. So it could be that you and this person share this struggle. You might not be together now. You might not be working in the same place or operating in the same spaces or running in the same circles anymore. But they do think of you, and they think of you mostly in a positive way. It's very straightforward. And I think that this person also believes in you. It could be that, again, earlier I saw that they observed you as someone very indulgent. So either they saw that in it is what it is vibe, or they saw it as a sort of character flaw. Maybe in this way they assumed that you had some insecurities, you had some fears around being a better version of yourself. So I'm not saying that it's wrong to be indulgent. I am an indulgent person myself. But if we're talking about these kinds of circles, if we're talking about being in a corporate setting around people who are very assertive, who are very goal oriented, who care so much about performance and keeping up a certain image, who care so much about success, who are very driven, a bit unforgiving, then I would assume that this is the way that their mind operates. They also care about the way that you present yourself, not just in the way that you speak and the way that you dress, but in the way that you care for yourself. And if the person in your mind thought of you as an indulgent person, it might not be far from them thinking of you as someone who, alongside that, had certain insecurities that kept you from moving up, even though they saw you as being completely capable of doing this. So I wouldn't see it as a totally negative thing. I think that this person just recognized that you were capable of so much more. And that maybe you escaped a bit from these situations by indulging yourself and by staying in corners with this person, gossiping about other people or people watching, or just sharing observations about other people, instead of being at the center of the room, soaking up attention and selling yourself again to move up in your environment, in your social class. So again, ultimately, this person believes in you and they believe that you're definitely capable of more, but it does involve you having to work through your fears and transform yourself and put yourself in the right rooms, rubbing elbows with the right people. So that is everything that I'm seeing here. I also noticed that purple is strong in this spread, and purple talks about luxury, it talks about royalty. So that is the last thing that I want to add. If you enjoyed this video, pile number 2, then please give this video a like. I hope that you found it helpful. I would also appreciate it if you would help me with my engagement, leaving a comment about which pile you chose, of course, pile number 2, or how you resonated with it. And if you would like to see more videos like this, then please feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I very much appreciate it. I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. I chose this card to look into whether the person in your mind still thinks about you and what they think about you when they think of you. This and this will serve as advice. So let's look at the cards. We have number 12, dogs. We have balsamic moon, things come and go, surrender to the universe. And we have nothing is yet set in stone. Very interesting. Okay. So does your person think of you? So what I intuit from the imagery of this card is that your person does think of you, but they seldom think of you. If they do think of you, there's lots of spaces in between. So again, your person seldom thinks of you. There could be long stretches of time before your person thinks of you again. There could also be this element of them purposefully placing you in the back of their mind, keeping you in the back of their mind, possibly to protect themselves or to avoid feeling things associated with you and their relationship with you and their experiences with you. So let's investigate further using this card. With 12, that reminds me of the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man in tarot talks about a person purposefully putting themselves in a position to look at things from a new perspective. And being that it is major arcana, this is a process that takes quite some time. So that could be part of why your person puts you purposefully in the back of their mind. It could be that they have yet to undergo. I'm not feeling finish. I feel that they have yet to undergo this process of seeing you or your relationship or their experiences with you in a new light. It could be that this person is stubborn, or this person is, for some other reason, not yet ready to process again your situation or their memories of you, their experiences with you, their relationship with you. I do feel that there is a possibility that a lot of time has passed since you last saw this person, or since you last interacted with this person, even called this person, or it has been a long time since the two of you had a more warm, welcoming, open, and trusting connection. So I'm feeling a lot of distance here, not just physical distance, but a distance when it comes to emotions and time. With dogs symbolize friendship. So it could be that you and this person might have once been very good friends. And I think there is a possibility of still being able to see each other in that way, but there might be certain reasons, something related to your specific circumstance, that keeps you two apart. It could be that you both belong somewhere else now, because these dogs, they're leashed, but their leashes, both of them, they're very long. So if they wanted to, even if they feel bound to something else that keeps them from reuniting or reconnecting, they could reconnect still without losing whatever it is that they're tied to. So you and your person, or your person in particular, might feel that there's some sort of barrier that keeps you two from being together, or from reconnecting with one another, or from restoring the friendship that you once had, or the relationship that you once had. It could be that you two are simply in different countries now, in different cities. There might be that physical distance because you both are coming from places that look different from one another. Here, your person is standing at the foot of a hill. So this is a very green place. There's water here. It's a very naturey place. And it could be at the countryside. Whereas you are tied to a rock. You're symbolized as a dog. They don't see you as a person. So they're seeing you in their mind as a memory. And you're tied to this rock, which makes you feel that you are in a completely different environment. You're far away from them. Actually, it doesn't even show where you're tied exactly. You're coming from behind this rock. So you're very far away from this person, either physically or emotionally, or both. So when does your person think of you? They think of you whenever they smoke. So your person might be a smoker. They think of you whenever they go out to walk their dog. It could be that if your person was a smoker and they've tried to quit, it could be that they sometimes get back into the habit, and that's why there's long periods of time between the times when they think of you, because it's only whenever they give in to their stresses and have a smoke. So if your person is not a smoker, this can symbolize them thinking of you whenever they engage in vices, but again, there's that feeling that this is something that doesn't happen very often. Their thoughts of you come with this feeling that it's not really confusion. What I'm feeling more is there's a straightforward feeling here that is a bit cold and a tad melancholic. So your person on some level does miss you. And they're able to look at you as a memory. But in real life, it seems that they're not open to interacting with you, or they're not ready to interact with you, or that they have put you and your relationship together behind them. So, a very sad feeling here. I feel like there's this sense of sadness and loss. Again, this feeling that there's like a missed opportunity to reconnect and to reestablish a friendship. So I don't really know what you and your person are going through personally, so I don't want to judge, and I'm not going to dictate what you should do about the situation. I'm simply reading the cards and interpreting what I feel intuitively. Now, when it comes to advice, we have Balsamic Moon. It says, things come and go, surrender to the universe. So I forgot reading this earlier, and with things come and go, it really connects with that feeling of melancholy and nostalgia and loss. It's really such a strong feeling. It's really like, I think that's the best word for it. It's nostalgia. Feeling like you really enjoyed this one moment and it's still there in your mind, but you can't go back to it anymore physically. It'll never be the same. So, looking back at something that has already passed. So, things come and go, surrender to the universe. The advice could be to accept that relationships come and go, and that by surrendering this experience and surrendering to whatever the universe has in store for you, it could allow this relationship to heal over time simply by surrendering it and not trying to control it or trying to force anything about it. If not that, then it allows the universe to bring into your life new relationships and new experiences. So surrender to the universe, because again, things come and go. So even if you lose something, by allowing yourself to be open to something new, only then can it be ushered in by the universe. And oh my god, I forgot that I read this earlier. It's so funny. It says nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. So this is really positive, because for me, it points to the possibility of reconnection. So I think it's really important to just allow your person the time and the space to process the situation. There is that sense of melancholy and nostalgia. So this person is still connected with you. And with mutable moon, this is talking about emotions because of the moon. And with mutable, these are changing emotions. So it's not as if your person is already fully decided that they have let you go and that they are not interested in reconnecting with you. The possibility is still there for reconnection. But I think that it requires you to surrender the situation, to surrender your control of this experience, and to allow things to develop how they will, to allow yourself, or to allow your person the freedom and the autonomy to decide things for themselves. And by doing so, then this person could choose to reconnect with you. So I hope that this reading has been helpful for you, pile number 3. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. And if you would like to help me with my engagement and to reach more people, then I would appreciate it if you could leave me a comment down below talking about which pile you chose or how you resonated with the reading. And if you would like to see more videos just like this, then please feel free to subscribe. So that's it for this reading. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 4. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. Now, I chose this card to be about whether the person in your mind still thinks about you and what they think about when they think of you. The rest of the cards are going to be about advice. So this card is 7, obedience. And for advice, we have crescent moon, keep moving forward, you got this, as well as a time for healing, balsamic moon. So very interesting that I picked the purple stone for this, and it happens to match this card. So the purple is strong. Now, let's look into whether or not your person still thinks about you. So what I'm feeling immediately is that they definitely still think about you. The thing that I'm not sure about is whether you are being represented here as the person pointing their finger, or if you are being represented here as this person who is hiding a dog under their coat. So I will just use this mix of cards. So these cards are these ones. I just put them together into this big pile to serve as, what do you call it? As cards for clarification. That's what I want to say. So which one are you in this card? You and your loved ones are safe. So we have you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. And since this person is keeping this dog safe in this image, I would say that you are being represented here as this person. And the person in your mind is this one who is pointing their finger. So again, let me go back to this card and focus, and we will look into what your person thinks of when they think about you. So definitely your person does think of you. They have you in their mind very clearly because they are focused on you in this image. And they're only showing me their hand. So that makes me feel that this person on some level tends to hide themselves. It could be that the way that they treat you is something that is hidden from the rest of the world. So they don't show their true self. And since this person is an authority figure in this card, I would say that that might reflect your relationship in real life. This person might be an authority figure to you. It could be a parent, a mother, or a father. Especially a father, because this is giving me masculine energy. Someone who's very, very authoritative, domineering. This could be a mentor. This could be a teacher. This could be a boss. or anyone that might have authority over you. This could also be a spiritual leader. And I'm saying that because I'm seeing the architecture in this card reminds me of churches. So for some of you, there's the possibility that you are thinking of a spiritual leader. So with number 7, obedience. Number 7 in the tarot is the Chariot. And that makes me feel that your person, when they think of you, they think of your potential. They think of everything that you could do, everything that you could reach, everything that you could achieve, but connected to them. So the further you can go, the more it benefits them. It's as if your actions have a direct impact on something to do with their life. So again, if this is a parent, if this is a boss, if this is a spiritual leader, it has a direct effect on them. So it could be that your actions have a direct impact on their reputation, or if this is a boss or a spiritual leader, then your actions have a direct impact on their business, because religion, churches are still businesses. So this is really making me feel that this could be a spiritual leader, because I'm also seeing this image in the background that reminds me of pipe organs. And these huge pipe organs, I think that's what it's called, those pianos with the pipes. This is something that you usually see in very old churches. But this could also be a boss because of these buildings in the background. It could be either of the two. Just take what resonates. So again, this person sees you with this Chariot energy as if you could conquer the world and that they would benefit from that directly. But it doesn't feel as if you are going into that direction on your own. It seems more like they are the ones who are wanting to dictate and control the situation and control the direction in which you go, or the things that you pursue. So that might be why obedience is being highlighted in this card. It could be that they're wanting to have a say in what it is that you do, because ultimately they want to benefit from the situation. They want to benefit from you and their relationship with you. Maybe inside of you, there's this hunger to do more, to achieve more. But I feel that this behavior comes with anger and hostility. So you might be reluctant to go in that direction because you are aware of and recognize how that might impact your character. It could be that you are rebelling from this authority figure with so much black around your character. So we have a blonde character here. You might not be blonde. We don't have to take this literally. But what I'm seeing here is that when a person has this light colored hair, it makes you associate that with light colors and lightness and the things that we associate with that spectrum of colors. And then it is being contrasted with you wearing this black leather jacket and hiding inside of you this vicious dog. So there might be a duality here. You might feel conflicted within yourself. It might not be part of your nature to be so hostile, to be so angry, to be so vicious. But it could be that these emotions exist inside of you because of your relationship with this person. And it could be that you are a truly good-natured person, but this circumstance is molding you, sometimes forcing you to be someone you're not. Now, your person might be aware of this because when they look at you in this card, they see this dog that you're hiding. And what I'm feeling here is that they recognize this now. It could be that they are looking at the situation in retrospect. You might not be connected with this person anymore or interacting with this person anymore. Because I'm seeing this card in such a way that I feel that I am your person, that I'm looking at this as a memory, or that I'm reflecting on my experiences with you or my actions towards you. And I'm seeing how I may have planted a seed of hostility inside of you. But in that experience or in that moment itself, going back to that moment, it seems that I was not aware. I, as your person, I was not aware that this was brewing. So, again, you are represented as this person because we have New Moon and Cancer clarifying this card. You and your loved ones are safe. So, again, it points to you being a good natured person. It also points to you being a very protective person. So, what do we know about Cancer? Cancer is about community. So, the way that I read the water signs, we have Scorpio who loves an other. We have Cancer who loves a chosen few, a chosen community, a chosen family. And then we have Pisces who loves everyone. That's why there's that unconditional love, sometimes self-sacrificing love. So with Cancer, I feel that you are truly a loving, kind-hearted, good-natured person. But this experience may have pushed you to develop a hard shell in order to protect other people or simply to protect yourself. So I feel that despite this experience, you have managed to protect yourself. You have managed to preserve your true nature. I'm getting that feeling of self-preservation. So definitely your person thinks of you and they think of you in this context. So now we will look into advice. First of all, we have Crescent Moon. Keep moving forward, you got this. And we have Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. So as I've been reading this card, I've forgotten the advice that I read earlier at the beginning. And I love how it ties so well into this obedience card. So I'm assuming that you have already separated yourself from this person, from the situation, from this experience, and now you are entering a period or already undergoing a period of healing. You have already separated yourself from this and allowed yourself the opportunity to heal from the situation, to process your emotions, to feel safe, or to cultivate an environment for yourself or a network for yourself of people that feel more safe and more accepting of who you truly are, who do not control you. And with keep moving forward, you got this. It makes me feel that this is just confirmation that you are already safe and it is going to continue going in that direction, and that you can allow yourself to breathe now. You can allow yourself to breathe a sigh of relief. I also like that there is a crescent moon in both cards. So crescent moon might be relevant to the situation. It could be that you left the situation around a time that there was a crescent moon. So if you know the exact date of when you were able to leave the situation, whether you are leaving the family, leaving a parent, moving out from your childhood home, whether you are quitting a job with a very domineering boss, or you have left your church, or I don't know what the word is for other religious groups, whether you have left your religious group, then look at the date of when you left, and it might be around the time of a crescent moon. So that's just a cool confirmation. It doesn't have to be so accurate. This is simply a tool for self reflection. Anyway, if you enjoyed this reading, then please give it a like. I hope that this has been helpful to you. And if you would like to help me with my engagement and to reach more people, to help them with their healing and their personal growth, then please leave me a comment down below speaking about how this experience this experience of yours resonates with this reading, or simply listing which reading or which pile you chose. And of course, if you would like to see more videos just like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. So that's it for this reading. Thank you so much for your time and attention, pile number 4. I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 5. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. So this card will be about whether the person in your mind still thinks about you and what they think about when they do think of you. This and this will be advice. So let's look at the cards. We have number 16, keys. For advice, we have full moon, harvest the fruits of your hard work, and full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So let's look at this card, number 16 with keys. Let me just get a sip of water. So with number 16, keys, does your person still think of you? I would say that they do think of you, but there's something about this image that makes me feel that there's something more to this. They do still think about you. But it could be that they do it when they're sort of meditating, or when they're listening to music, or engaging in any sort of process that brings them into a flow state. It's as if when they think of you, they treat it as something serious. So I don't know why that might be. It could be that your person has a lot of things to think about when it comes to your situation, or when it comes to your relationship or your experience. It could be that they might have wronged you, or you might have wronged them even. Or it doesn't have to be that way. It could be that there's just something about the two of you that needs to be deliberated seriously. So again, your person is taking this process very seriously. They're engaging in deep thought about you. And again, it's happening during a flow state. I really feel that it's as if the environment is, I picture them sitting in a room at night or lying in bed or just being at rest, and they're listening to music or they're watching a show and just letting the TV play in the background as they engage themselves in deep thought. And they're seriously reflecting on this. It could be that they're trying to figure something out, but they can't seem to reach a conclusion. They might be blocked from accessing something within their intuition or something within their subconscious. It could be that they're also blocking themselves unconsciously. It could be that this situation was painful, and that might be part of why they are unable to access it, because it's the body's or the mind's way of protecting itself. Or it could be that you guys did not wrong each other, but you're aware of what it is that this person is thinking about and what this situation is. It could be a dark situation that they've kept in the back of their mind and that they've kept secret, and you are the only one who is privy to it. Or it could be that you hold the key for them unlocking their subconscious and unlocking this memory, and that you're holding a key piece of information that will allow them to understand this memory from a new perspective. So that might be very abstract for some of you. It will be clear to you what it is that I'm talking about, but I will try to look into the imagery of this card and see if we can find more clues as to what this could be. So whatever this memory is, it is hidden in the back of their mind. They might not be allowing themselves to enter into their subconscious and to see this memory fully. I feel that this memory could have happened, or this experience could have happened in an isolated place or in a small town. At the present moment, they might be thinking of you now. They might, if they are sitting in a small town, if they are sitting within nature, then they are currently thinking of you. I seriously have this feeling that as I'm doing this reading, they are thinking of you. So they might also remember there being an important exchange, and it could have to do with you handing the keys to something. So it could be that you had some key information about this person and you handed it to someone else unknowingly, and that might have been a betrayal to them. If it's not that, then it could have been a time when you left home and you were handing over your keys. Well, if you're handing over your keys, it could be that you are leaving a home, or it could be that you are leaving a workplace. And you're handing over a part of ownership of this place and leaving this place behind. So this could be the context in which they remember you. Again, a lot of what I'm feeling is that something is being seriously deliberated here. Something about this feels very cold and isolated. If you don't mind describing in the comments what that could be, I would be really interested to hear more about this specific situation. I also feel, lastly, that some time might have already passed since this experience happened because we have foliage here. So that makes me think of the passage of time. This is also an old stone building with cracks in the foundation. So again, it feels like a distant memory, and it could be that the foundation of your relationship has cracks in it, either because you're holding something that keeps them from fully seeing all sides to a situation, or for some of you, it could have been this experience where you unknowingly handed over this key piece of information about this person that resulted in a betrayal. So you might not have done this on purpose. You might not have had the intention to hurt this person, but there is that possibility for some of you. This is a tool for self-reflection. So tarot is only meant to serve as confirmation for what you already know. Now for advice, we have harvest the fruits of your hard work, as well as look at the bigger picture. So with harvest the fruits of your hard work, I just want to get a card to clarify this. Now, this deck is just these cards put together in one massive deck, and that's what I wanted to use to confirm anything here that might not be clear to me, or might not be immediately clear to me. So, with full moon, harvest the fruits of your hard work, I want to see how that relates to rewards and how that relates to reaping the benefits of your hard work. So we have nature. Number 14, nature. So whatever it is that you have achieved here, would harvest the fruits of your hard work, and with this mountain, these waterfalls towering over me, I feel that you and your efforts and the results of your hard work could be monumental and a force of nature. You are a force of nature. And you have worked very hard on something. And it's something that cannot be ignored. There's this feeling of emotional release from having reached the top of whatever this symbolizes. So for you, you might have gone through a journey that has taken a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you might have struggled so much just to reach the top. But it has been worthwhile because you were able to achieve something here. You were able to achieve huge growth from the situation. And you were able to allow yourself to feel liberated from this experience. So, whatever this is, it could have to do, if your work is related to nature, then it could be that this person is thinking of you within this context. It could be that you are working with, let's say, ocean conservation. You could be working for, I don't know what it's called, but the associations or the organizations that handle national parks. You could be a scientist, a biologist. Now, if this is not speaking about the literal nature of your work, then it could be that the work that you have done here has to do with your nature as a person. And you have worked very hard to possibly overcome something about yourself or to understand something about yourself. And that is why it took you so long and it took so much effort for you to reach the top and to achieve this growth. And then it also explains this feeling of emotional release, of liberation, possibly connected to this experience. So, one thing that I'm getting is that you might have blamed yourself for what happened with this person if the situation that is resonating with you has to do with this betrayal. You might have unknowingly hurt this person and carried a lot of guilt related to that experience, and it has taken you a long time to finally allow yourself to be released from that guilt. So, if we are going by that interpretation, we can say that harvest the fruits of your hard work with full moon points to how you have finally reached a sense of completion having to do with understanding or shedding a light on your true emotions, having fully processed everything that was going on inside of you emotionally in your emotional landscape, and harvesting the fruits of your hard work means allowing yourself to finally be liberated from this experience. And with look at the bigger picture, it could be, again, we have the full moon twice here. So this is a significant symbol in this reading. So it might really be about emotional liberation. It might really be about reaching the heights of something, reaching the heights of understanding yourself possibly. And by reaching that height, you're able to see things from a bird's eye view and to have a bigger picture view of what is going on. You've gained a fuller, perhaps more holistic understanding of what was going on between you and this person in this situation. And by reaching this height and by seeing things from this perspective, you've allowed yourself to be released and you've allowed yourself to be free. And that is also confirmed further by Sagittarius. So I hope that this reading has been very helpful for you, pile number 5. I'm just checking to see if you're pile number 5. So I hope that this reading has been helpful for you, and if you feel that it resonated with you, please feel free to give this video a like. And if you would like to help me to reach more people, you can have a direct influence on the engagement in this video by leaving me a comment down below, simply stating which pile you chose and how it resonated with you. And if you would like to see more videos just like this, then please feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much, pile number 5. I appreciate your time and attention, and I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 6. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. Now, this card I had intended for looking into whether the person in your mind still thinks about you. And if they do, it will also look into what they think of when they think of you. While these 2 cards will serve as advice. So let's take a look at the cards. We have 30, time. We have familiar, listen and learn. And finally, we have a new start is coming with the new moon. So number 30, time. Does your person still think of you? I think that they do, but the thoughts feel rapid. I know that the card says time, but they act as if they don't have time. They act as if they're always in a rush. There's no time to think of you. They act as if so many things are on their plate and it leaves them too exhausted to think of you. And then we see them in a state of rest where there is no space to think of you, and all that's left is for them to see you in a dream. So possibly this person dreams of you. Of course, if there are things in the waking life that we suppress, it does still show up in our subconscious, usually through our dreams. So it's possible that your person dreams of you. Now, I do feel that your person does think of you, but they occur in rapid thoughts because your person acts as if they don't have time. But then at the same time, when I look at this card, it makes me think that they are thinking of you. So I'm just saying that based on intuition. I feel that your person might be prioritizing a lot of other things, possibly related to work or related to their career or related to day-to-day activities having to do with their work, their habits, their routines. And they might be so focused on that they don't really make time for their relationships. So I don't know how you are related to this person. This is not really meant to be a romantic reading, although it is possible that you might be dating this person or married to this person, or that you may have once been in a romantic relationship with this person. This reading, however, is intended to speak about any person in your mind. So this can talk about family and friends as well, or coworkers. But yes, my point is that this person does think of you, but it only happens in short spurts. Mainly because of their attitude when it comes to time management, as well as what they prioritize in their life. I think that this person has a very solid image of you, and their image of you is consistent, possibly outdated. It could be that, well, what I'm feeling is that this person doesn't truly know you because there is no time to get to know you. There is no time to witness you as you grow and change and evolve as a person. So, however this person knew you is still how they see you now. There hasn't been a lot of change. Everything is pretty solid and consistent still. It's as if this passage of time doesn't bring with it a growth in your relationship, is what I'm feeling. So, for some of you, you may resonate with what I'm describing here, that your person has this attitude towards time management, but there's also, of course, the possibility that and this is another thing that I intuit, that I might be looking at this card and seeing you here within your person's thoughts, and they see you as someone who doesn't have time, who has a certain attitude about time management, who has a certain attitude about work and relationships and how much they prioritize work over relationships. Or it could be that you simply do not have time because you are so occupied by your responsibilities that you don't have the time to think of them, to speak with them, to spend time with them, or even notice them. So if that resonates more with you, then I would say that this person, what I'm feeling is that they're not angry with you about this, and they don't see you in a bad light because of this. It seems that they're more understanding of your situation, because if I'm looking at this card as them and seeing you, the way that they look at you, if you're the one who doesn't have time, they see you as a very stable, practical person. This is just a consistent part of your personality, and it's not meant to hurt other people. It could be that you have on your shoulders placed huge responsibilities, And that makes it so you just don't have the time or the energy to really look at them, to spend time with them, or engage with them in some way. There's also this feeling of disappointment that, again, this is if your person sees you as the one who doesn't have time. There's this feeling of disappointment. There's this feeling of disconnection. And there's this desire to have a more intimate connection, to have more time spent together. So, more quality time, more opportunities to express love, care, concern. There's this desire for friendship, for connection that just isn't met because it seems that the way that they see you is that you don't have a choice, again, because of your many responsibilities. And as a consequence, even though you might not deliberately choose not to spend time with them or choose not to make time for them, that is how it ends up being. And it seems to be something, or at least the way that they see it is, it seems to be something that is beyond your and their control. So that is all I'm seeing here. Now, for advice, we have familiar, listen and learn, and new moon, a star is coming. So this is a very funny card for advice because with familiar, listen and learn, it makes me feel that this is a situation that you're very much familiar with. So I will try to dissect this into two parts because, again, this card can talk about your person not having time, and I already described what your person's thoughts are if that were the case. And we also saw another instance wherein it is you that your person sees as not having time. So with listen and learn, if your person doesn't have time for you, then this is a very familiar situation. It has been going on for quite some time now. And it might be important for you to listen and learn in this situation, not to listen to their words or to listen to them, but to listen in general. Because when you listen and all you hear is silence, silence speaks louder than words. So, not getting an answer might be an answer in itself. And so you have to learn from the situation, whatever it is that you will gain from this. I'm not going to dictate what you will take out of this situation if you were to take into account what that silence means or what this familiar experience of constant silence means. And with a new start is coming, this can talk about this transformation happening within the relationship or within yourself, possibly in the way that you view this connection or the way that you view this experience or the way that you handle these familiar situations moving forward. So it doesn't have to be that it's just your person who treats you this way, but this could be part of your mindset that when it comes to people who treat you this way, you see the relationship in a certain way that doesn't really serve you and that leaves you in relationships with people who make you feel neglected. And I don't know how you're supposed to approach that because so many of you are listening and you might have different ways of approaching the situation. So what I would say is that whatever your current approach is, it might not be working, and that's why this situation persists. And if you are wanting change, then you have to do something different. And that's what I think this symbolizes with a new start is coming. It could be that you will evolve something to do with your feelings or with your perspective having to do with the situation or your approach to these kinds of situations. And that is the new start that will be coming into the situation or to yourself and the way that you approach these things. Now, if your person is seeing you as someone who doesn't have time, seeing you as someone who is too caught up with all of their responsibilities, then with familiar listen and learn, it could be that this is a very familiar situation to you. It could be that in all of your relationships, you never have time. You're never able to make time. You're never able to sit down and simply listen and connect. So it could be time for you to not just listen to people in your relationships, but I feel more that it has to do with listening to your needs. Do you ever, this is something that I want you to reflect on. Again, this is just a tool for self-reflection, and tarot is meant only to be a confirmation of what you already know. So I want you to ask yourself, when you think of your relationships, are you satisfied? When you think of how much you allow yourself to be present in your relationships, are you satisfied? I think that this card is asking you to listen to yourself, to listen to your body, to listen to your needs. Could it be that there's a desire to spend quality time with people who matter to you? Could it be that there is a desire to change whatever your situation is now? Could it be that despite all of the responsibilities that are weighing down on you, and despite feeling possibly trapped in this situation, that you still feel that there is a lot of value in your relationships that you are missing out on? So listen to yourself, listen to what you truly want and what you truly need. I think that your body will speak to you. I think that the body knows intuitively how you feel about something before the mind does. So try to listen to that. And with a new start is coming, I would say that this is asking you to be hopeful, especially if you're in a situation where you have all these responsibilities that you have no control over. So is this something that could possibly be changed? Is this something that could possibly lighten over time? Would you be able to lighten your load over time? So with a new start is coming, it could be that things will be changing for you very soon, and that you will find more time and have more time for people, for your relationships. And I think that this is asking you not to feel that you will always be trapped, but that there is hope for things to change and for things to evolve in a very positive direction. So that is everything that I'm seeing here, pile number 6. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful to you, then please give it a like. And if you will leave me a comment, that would really help me with my engagement, and it will allow this video to reach more people. And if you would like to see more videos just like this, then please feel free to subscribe. So that's it for this reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I want to thank you again for your time and attention. I very much appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 7. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. Now, I intended for this card to be about whether the person on your mind still thinks about you and what it is that they think about you when they do think of you. And we will finish off the reading with these cards that will serve as advice. So let's look into the cards and see. Wow, for the first card, we have strangers, number 34. And what a colorful image this is. So I just want to take a closer look. This is such a beautiful card. So I think that you and this person might have shared a beautiful experience, or it could have been a very short, mundane experience, but within a very beautiful setting. Because with strangers, I would say that you might be asking about someone. I'm sorry for disappearing. Something happened to my headphones. It was playing one of the earlier recordings. So I was getting very distracted and I had to fix that first. So, anyway, we're going to go back to the reading. Now, I would say that you and this person don't know each other very well, or you haven't known each other very long, or it could be that you just had a casual encounter, probably at a park or at a small event, or anything having to do with a crowd of people. It might have been a creative event, it might have been a food market, an art market, something of that nature. It reminds me of events where what do you call those events where there's a lot of stalls and people are selling trinkets? So you might have encountered this person in this kind of place, and that's who you're thinking of. You might not know this person very well, and they might literally be a stranger to you. Or it could be that you know this person and you're familiar with this person, but you are a stranger to them. So it's really making me feel that this happened around an art market or a food market or a vintage market. Anything having to do with people selling things, anything having to do with being in a crowd of people who are creative, possibly eccentric, selling things that are think pieces, things that are strange, bizarre, interesting, possibly eclectic. So it's really giving me that feeling. Now, if you didn't meet this person in a sort of situation where goods are being sold, then it could be that you simply met them at a park, or you met them at any event where there was a gathering of creative people, fashionable people, young people. That is what I'm feeling here. This might have also been an encounter at university, because it's giving me that feeling of being in a place filled with people who are youthful and intellectual. So it's making me feel that this might have happened at a university. It might have been a freshman event. It might have been the start of school, and people are arriving, bringing their things with them, getting settled, finding their rooms. So this is another possibility. It could also be an event having to do with nature. So it could be that this was a community garden or some sort of humanitarian event having to do with environmentalism, sustainability. It could have to do with tree planting. It could have to do with community development. So definitely a lot of this Aquarius energy actually that I'm feeling from this card. So with this person, Aquarius might be very strong in the chart. So very interesting. I really, really like this card, and I really, really like this energy. So this person, it says strangers. So this person might be a stranger to you, or if you are familiar with them, then you are a stranger to them, as I have already stated earlier. They might just be a colleague. You might not have a very close personal relationship. You might only know each other through classes, through mutual friends. They might simply be someone that lives in your neighborhood, that lives in your city. Again, there's this element that you might have just seen this person one time or a few times, or you've seen them a couple of times, they've become familiar to you. But again, there's no real relationship here. There's still that lack of familiarity. I mean, they are familiar to you. They could be familiar to you in that you know their face and you might know their name. You might know where they shop. You might know some of their classes and some of the circles that they run with, but I don't think that you know this person on a personal level. But if you have interacted, then these were positive interactions. I think that you two are very professional with one another, impersonal, but in a positive way. I don't know the word. So, does this person think of you? Honestly, what I'm feeling is that this person does not think of you because I feel that they are this character, this woman, and this woman is looking away. Yes, she's open to this interaction, but she's looking away. So perhaps when you two encounter one another, or whenever you two are in a situation wherein you have to interact, they are open with you, professional towards you, they are nice, they are friendly, they are cordial. But after this interaction, I don't think that they think of you. Now, I feel you more as this person, this masculine figure. Now, you don't have to be a man, but that's just what I'm feeling. I feel drawn to this character, and I feel that this is you, and you are looking at them. So you are thinking of them. And when you do interact, they are kind to you, but after these interactions, they do not think of you. I also noticed that I did not open the advice cards, which is what I have been doing with previous piles. So it could be that the advice is supposed to be a surprise to the both of us. So we'll see later why that is. I'm just trying to get as much as I can from this card. So with the fish in the background, the fish remind me in Lenormand about business. I think that's their meaning in Lenormand cards. I haven't mastered Lenormand yet or spent much time reading Lenormand cards, but I do have some interest in Lenormand. So I do think that the fish in Lenormand cards have to do with business. And you can also see when you look closely at this card that the fish has roots. So for me, that speaks to how your interactions with this person are very professional and practical. There are also people surrounding you. So these interactions are happening in public settings. These people are also represented as half trees. So again, it's bringing that feeling of practicality, this feeling of stability, this feeling of groundedness. So again, it's pointing to how this might be a very professional or practical setting, really solidifying that this could be something that happens in university. Although that doesn't have to strictly be the meaning of these cards, this is just a process of self reflection. It's only supposed to confirm what you already know. Now, the final thing that I want to speak about is how the both of you are watering each other's side of the land. So the rest of the land is very fertile, but the land that you are both standing on is just solid earth. So if you are in university, it could be either that you two are freshmen. If you are sharing the same neighborhood, you might both be new to this neighborhood. That could be part of why you want to interact with this person, because you share that in common. And with the both of you watering each other's side of the earth, it could be that these short interactions, these small interactions, are very nourishing for the both of you, especially if you're both sharing some of the same struggles, if you're both new to a certain neighborhood, or if you're both new to this university. It might be very nourishing, it might be very reassuring to have someone to interact with. And for these exchanges to be positive. So I'm also seeing that you both are holding up this pot that's holding a flower, and for me that symbolizes growth. So by having these small interactions, you might be nurturing a sort of relationship between the two of you. And while it is still in the beginning stages as a small flower, it does point to that relationship already being there and already having been planted and already having sprouted. I would just say that this person doesn't think of you outside of these interactions, but they do view these short exchanges in a positive light. And they might just be cautious, or they might simply not be pouring so much into the situation, but treating it as anyone normally would when a relationship is new. So again, if you're a new neighbor or you're a fellow freshman, there's really no reason for them to think of you much outside of this situation or outside of these short exchanges. So that is what I'm seeing here. Now with 3 and 4, if we add that up, it equals to 7, which is the Chariot. And since these numbers are not together yet, I would say that the both of you, it could symbolize how the both of you have yet to come together to achieve great things together, or perhaps to fuel one another to chase your dreams or to go after your goals. Three and 4 equaling 7. So this is a possibility that eventually the two of you could help each other or simply influence one another to achieve great things. And this is a possibility. This is something that could happen in the near future. Now let's look at the advice cards. We have transformation, shed, let go, and make room for greatness, which really goes well with what I just said. And then we also have the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. So very interesting. So with Gemini, I see duality. I also see similarities. It could be, again, pointing to how you and this person might share a similar experience. Again, you could be new to this neighborhood. You could be new to this university. You could be new to whatever or wherever these interactions take place, especially if it's one of the more specific interactions. Like, for example, this having to do with tree planting. That is such a specific situation that might only resonate with one of you. So with full moon in Gemini, I would say that this is a recognition that you two might mirror each other in some way. you two might be sharing a similar experience. And with the answers you need are coming, it could be that you are looking for something more in this connection. It could be that you are looking for more meaning or a higher purpose to this. It could be that you're thinking to yourself that you must be drawn to this person for a reason. You might have a good intuition about this person. And it says here that the answers you need are coming. So there might be developments to this connection very soon. Again, as I said earlier, you two could come together to pursue your dreams side by side. And with transformation, it says to shed, to let go, and to make room for greatness. So it's going back to that idea of the chariot, that soon things will change for you, perhaps in the way that you present yourself or approach things, or perhaps in the situation, or perhaps both. And when that happens, it will make room for these answers, and it will make room for this opportunity of pursuing things with this person as the chariot. So that is everything that I'm seeing here. I hope that this reading has been helpful for you. Pile number 7. Now, if you enjoyed this reading, then please give it a like. And if you would like to help me up my engagement and reach more people, then please leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate that. And if you would like to see more videos just like this, then please feel free to subscribe. So that's it for this reading. I really appreciate your time and attention. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 8. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. Now, this card will be looking into whether the person in your mind still thinks about you and what it is that they think about you when they do think of you. And the rest of these cards will be for advice. So let's look into these cards. We have 33, exceptionality, with 33 being a master number. We also have spells and rituals. It says, bring magic and self-care together. And here we have North Node, step out of your comfort zone. I love the North Node, so very excited for this reading. Now, let's look at this card. So the first thing that I noticed is you got the 33, which is a master number. So the master numbers, as far as I know, have to do with healing. They're all healing on some level. So if I remember correctly, 11 is about healing that happens one-on-one. So you are being a teacher or a healer to someone directly. Whereas 22 is being a healer in a practical sense. I think that's the one that involves building something. So it's about impacting a larger group of people. Again, this is just my understanding, but you're free to look this up if you'd like. And with number 33, this is about being a healer on a much larger scale. So this is when you are impacting the way that people perceive something and healing the world in that way. So 33, and it says exceptionality. So does your person think of you? It seems that yes, they do think of you, and they think of you as someone who has this great potential or this great healing ability. You have this great ability that they feel can influence and impact people on a very large scale. And they also think that you are an exceptional person, that you are extraordinary, that there is something about you and your personality and your talents and capabilities that is different from the rest of the world, that there is something about you that, again, that could leave this impact that could change things for a lot of people. So your person thinks very highly of you. Another thing that I noticed in this card is that there are people gossiping on the side. So it could be that your person sees you in spaces where other people are speaking about you. They're speaking on your name. It could also be that this is how your person found out about you, that they heard about you from somebody else first before meeting you. Or it could be that they often hear about you from other people, that people often have an opinion of you. So I'm feeling that your person is this one here who is receiving the news. So if they are finding out about you from other people or learning more about you from other people, and when they hear gossip about you, that's how it happens. They are hearing this gossip about you. They're not spreading this gossip. So they're hearing a lot of information about you. They're learning a lot of things about you and how other people perceive you. And this could be informing their opinion of you, or it could be that the way that they observe you is different from the way that people gossip about you. Because what I see here is that your person, despite what's being told to them, is focused on you and is focused on your exceptionality. And they have a poker face here, so it doesn't seem like what other people say about you necessarily influences their opinion of you. It is still ultimately up to them how they're going to process this information and allow it to mold their opinion of you. So that's what I'm feeling here. Your person might also feel that you are in this confined space, meaning that your potential, although it is very obvious that you have this great potential and that you are an exceptional, extraordinary person, they feel that you might not be in the right place, that you might not be operating in the spaces that can cultivate and nurture your growth. So they might feel that you are limited by where you are right now or the place in which you operate. So this could be anywhere. This could be within the home. This could be at work or at school. The point is that your person feels that you might be better off taking your talents elsewhere because this place doesn't really serve your growth as much. Your person also thinks about how your exceptionality deserves to have a light shining on it, bringing it out into the open to be seen by lots of other people. They feel that the windows of opportunity for you are closed at the moment. Again, because you're not in the right place. You need to step out of your comfort zone. So it's reminding me of this North Node. So your person might feel that, again, you are limited by this environment. I don't feel that you are trapped in this environment. It seems more like this is just the nature of this place. That it just so happens that you are here and that this is as much as it can stretch out for you. It doesn't seem like it can allow you the space that you need to truly expand your knowledge and your talents to their fullest extent. So does it feel like you're trapped? Not really. It feels more like the space no longer serves you. You might have gotten the most that you could get out of the space. And it might just simply be time for you to step out of this house, to just step out of this environment, so that you can go out into the bigger, wider world and expand your talents and your knowledge much further, or your reach even. So it could be that your person also feels that your reach and your potential is a bit wasted in this space, that you could be coming into contact with the right people. You could be finding powerful people and mentors, or you could be reaching an audience to a much wider scale if you would just leave this environment and go somewhere else. Again, that feeling that there's wasted potential here if you stay in this place. feeling that this place doesn't really serve you, that it's a bit outdated, that it's a bit old and limiting. And it could be that if you're in a learning institution, that you've gained the most that you could get from this place, and that it's time to go further and to expand your knowledge further. And it could be that the knowledge that you need is not found in this place because breakthroughs are not being documented fast enough. You might need to go out into the world and find, I'm getting the word contemporary, so maybe finding more contemporary minds, people who are, I'm getting academe, so this might be in a learning institution. Or it could be that you are in a teaching profession, or that your person sees in you a capability of becoming a teacher. Again, someone who can teach something new to the world, perhaps a new perspective that can heal the world, that can influence the way that people think on a large scale, on a grand scale. So sometimes these modern ideas are not found in these more traditional institutions because things develop more slowly there. And the real world outside of these institutions is a much better, not I wouldn't say better, but a much faster incubator for these ideas. So I'm not speaking as an expert. I'm just saying that as what I intuit from this card. So that is the way that your person thinks of you. And now let's look at the advice. So with spells and rituals, bring magic and self-care together, as well as step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. First, I want to focus on the North Node. So I really love the North Node. It is not really a planet. It's more a point in the sky. And the North Node talks about the direction in which we should be going in life. This is our life's mission. This is our soul's purpose. And this is usually in a direction that is outside of our comfort zone, because this is the direction in which we should be evolving in this current lifetime. It is the opposite of the South Node, which talks about the past life or the things that you have already mastered. So I don't really feel that your person thinks that you are incapable of stepping out of your comfort zone, or that you fear stepping out of your comfort zone. I think that it would just benefit you. I think that your person just sees that it would benefit you to step out of this comfort zone, to step out of this comfortable space and to go somewhere more challenging. And with spells and rituals, so I wouldn't necessarily say that your person believes in witchcraft. For some of you, maybe that is the case. And maybe they think that it would benefit you to connect to nature and to perform some spells or to perform some rituals. A lot of that is, for me and from my understanding, just setting intentions and working with nature. So it could be that your person thinks this would benefit you, but if we're not going to take this card literally, then we can read it as spells and rituals make me think of systems and methodologies. So it could be that your person thinks it would be more beneficial to you and to your growth either to take yourself out of this current environment and to put yourself into a new system. It could be that the system that's currently in place, the system that you currently operate in, is what limits you. Because let's say that, again, a lot of the words that I'm hearing have to do with academe. So let's say that you are in an environment that is anti-intellectual. So the system that exists in this place doesn't really nurture curiosity. It doesn't really encourage you to ask questions or to investigate ideas. So, in a way, the system in place goes against you. So, I think that this person thinks that it would really benefit you to take yourself out of this and place yourself in a system that can nurture your growth and that can actually allow you to create progress. Some place that doesn't limit you, some place that doesn't turn its back on you when you have something new to say. It could also perhaps benefit you to systematize your ideas, or to make it so your ideas are applicable, like there's a practical application to your ideas. Another way we could interpret this that is a lot simpler is that with bring magic and self-care together, your person might simply think that it would help you a lot to take care of yourself, to see the magic in life, in exploration, in curiosity. And that might inspire you to step out of your comfort zone and to find the places that will celebrate and nurture and support your growth. So that is everything that I'm seeing here. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, then please give it a like. If you would like to support my channel and help me to reach more people, then please leave a comment down below. And if you would like to see more videos just like this, then please feel free to subscribe. So thank you, pile number 8, for your time and attention. I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 9. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. Now, this card is intended to be whether or not the person in your mind still thinks about you, and it also looks into what they think about you when they do think of you, while the rest of the cards will serve as advice. So let's look into the cards. We have number 10, blessing. And for the advice, we have the sun, find a balance, as well as waxing moon, the energy is gaining momentum. So I'm noticing very minimalist imagery. We also have this angel here. So I'm feeling that the relationship that you have with your person might feel very simple, clear, stress-free, calming, spiritual. Everything feels very freeing with this person. So that is what I'm getting just from the first glance. Now with number 10, blessing. So the 10s talk about endings in tarot. Now, why would this number 10 be a blessing? So it could be that something has ended with this person. With this hand coming in contact with this person, it feels like the hand of God is touching this person's mind. So if I relate that to the number 10, it makes me think of completion. This person is coming to a conclusion about something. They're reaching an understanding of something. So that could be what this number 10 speaks about. It might not be an ending, but a completion. And it could be that this experience is a blessing to this person. Now, does this person think of you? I would say yes. I would say that this person thinks of you, but not because they're closing their eyes and visualizing you, but more because this person has come to an understanding of something that is bigger than himself. And he feels, or she feels, I'm just saying he because the character that I feel is your person is this man here. So it doesn't mean that your person has to be a man. I'm just talking about this character. So your person is coming to an understanding that is bigger than himself. And they feel that you are an influence to this understanding. So you might have said something, or there might have been something regarding your shared experience that influenced this person's thoughts and feelings regarding whatever it is that they are understanding here. So your person might be very philosophical. They might spend a lot of time in deep reflection. They might spend a lot of time meditating, if not just thinking carefully and reflecting thoughtfully on their thoughts, emotions, and experiences in order to have a deeper understanding of themselves and expand their perspective on things. So this might just be a natural process for your person, and they feel that you have influenced them in some way, and that your influence has helped them to reach this understanding. So in a way, this experience is a blessing to your person, and you are a blessing to your person because you have allowed them to expand their vision or to expand their understanding. So what else am I seeing in this card? Your person might be spiritual in that they feel they have a connection with God, or they feel they have a connection to source, or they feel they have a connection to spirit, or just something bigger than themselves. They might hold the belief that we exist for a purpose, or that we are just something very, very small that makes up something grander and more important out there in the universe. Maybe they're the type of person to think that the universe is one unified entity in itself and that we're just a part of it. Something like that. So your person might think in this way. They might be very philosophical. They might have strong spiritual beliefs. They might have new age beliefs. Now, this doesn't have to resonate for everyone. It could be that your person is just philosophical and they like to think of themselves as a simple creature in contrast to the universe, like we are just a small part of it, something like that. So that is the best way that I can articulate what I'm feeling here. I also feel that your person is fearless when it comes to exploring themselves psychologically. Your person is not afraid to strip away parts of themselves and to dig deeper into their motivations. So your person is not afraid to be vulnerable. Your person is not afraid to ask questions and to be honest about themselves, to themselves. You might either be an active part of this process, or it could be that simply by interacting with you, you are feeding You might not be deliberately feeding ideas to your person, but their interactions with you help to expand their insights. It's like the type of person, the person in your mind, the type of person that they are, anything can happen to them, even simple mundane things. For example, they might pass by a river. And for most people, when they pass by a river, this is an everyday mundane experience. But your person might be the type to pass by a river and to reflect on that experience more deeply, to ask questions about how they feel regarding this experience, how this relates to their current situation. They spend a lot of time in self reflection. They spend a lot of time finding meaning in small, mundane things and small, mundane experiences. They're very curious. And something about their mind feels very expansive. So, again, you might not be deliberately feeding ideas to your person, but simply by interacting with you, you might say or do things that they think about, and that helps to expand their understanding of themselves or of your relationship or of the world. So that's what I'm seeing here. Your person does think of you, but not because they're actively thinking of you, but because simply by being present, you influence their thoughts. So with the sun, find a balance. What is the advice here? So if you look at both of these cards, you'll see that there's a crescent moon, and then you can see the body of that moon, the rest of the moon. So what I'm feeling from this imagery is that the way that you currently see your person, you're only seeing a small fraction of them. That your person has a lot of depth to them. And that the way that they think of you and the way that they reflect on your experiences together is even deeper and more meaningful than you already perceive. There might be this otherworldly quality to this person or to your relationship with this person. It feels very, again, meaningful and expansive. There's just something about this that feels that way to me. It feels very light and liberating. Your person, allow them to shine a light on you. Allow them to appreciate you. And allow them to shine to their fullest extent. That is what I'm feeling here. Another thing that I'm feeling is that there might be a need to balance some of these interactions. It could be that a lot of these interactions are very out of this world, that sometimes you might not feel connected in the real world because your person tends to run away mentally. So you might be looking for a balance here. And it might help to sometimes ground this person and to have more real life interactions with them. But rest assured that your person sees your relationship or your interaction in a very positive light. And they see you in that way as well. They see you in that way as a person. They see this experience as something grand, as something bigger than they are, something that's bigger than them. Again, that feeling of expansion, I just can't avoid it. It's so apparent in this reading. Now, this card with Max waxing moon, the energy is gaining momentum. I would say, again, with your person coming to an understanding of something, whatever it is that, whatever ideas your person plays with, I feel that they will just go deeper and deeper into it and come to a closer and closer and clearer understanding of whatever this is that occupies their mind. They're very close to a breakthrough, and it is just going to continue going in that direction. So, whatever it is, this conclusion, I feel that there's always more to it, that there's always something more to understand or to learn about it, that there's always a new angle or a new perspective in which your person can view it. It could be that they're thinking about life in general or the relationship that they share with you. Or maybe they're just looking at themselves through different lenses. But there's something here that your person constantly thinks about and constantly has this constant desire to want to understand. And this is all that's occurring here. So that is everything that I'm getting from this reading. Thank you so much, pile number 9, for taking the time and energy to go through this process with me. If you enjoyed this reading and found it helpful, then please give it a like. And if you would like to help me with my engagement and to help me reach more people, then please leave a comment down below. And if you would like to see more videos like this, then please feel free to subscribe. Again, thank you for your time and attention. I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 10. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this stone, then this reading is for you. So let's get started. Now, this card will look into whether the person in your mind still thinks about you. And it will also describe what they think about you when they do think of you. And these two cards, will serve as advice. So let's look into each one. We have number 8, children. And for the advice, we have lunar eclipse. Open the door to a higher dimension. And we also have conclusions are within reach. So with the card jumping, I would say that maybe the answer to the situation eludes you. You might feel that you are far from finding a resolution here or coming to an understanding here, but actually you're very close. As it says, conclusions are within reach. So let's look at the advice later and start with this card first, number 8, children. So, does your person think of you? So this could be any person. Now, this person could be a parent because it's talking about children. And me, as a viewer, I'm looking at this card and the first thing I see is this child who's offering something to me. So what I feel in this card is that your person is looking at you and they see you as this child who's offering something to them. So you might be thinking of a parent, if not an authority figure. If you are not thinking of your parents, or your mother or your father, or your aunt, your uncle, a grandmother, a grandfather, an older brother or sister, an older cousin. You might be thinking of a teacher because teachers deal with children. Or it could be that you are thinking of an authority figure, but the relationship that you have with them makes you feel that you are a child, that you are either learning something new or that they are guiding you. For some of you, this is not going to apply for everyone, but for some of you, they might be infantilizing you. So just take that if it resonates. This is a tool for self-reflection, and tarot should only confirm something that you already know. So, again, you might be thinking of an authority figure or someone with whom you share a sort of relationship where they are teaching you something or allowing you to be curious and creative like a child. They're allowing you to explore. They're allowing you to see things from a new perspective or from a fresh perspective. Does your person think of you? It seems that they do. It seems that they think of you either as a child. Maybe they reminisce they reminisce about a moment or a period in time where you were still a child, where you were still young, or where you were still learning. They might also think of you, again, in this context of a learning situation. So some of the obvious signs here, it could be simply that the person you're thinking of is a parent and they're thinking of you, they're thinking of different periods in your life as you're growing up, because we have a baby here and then we have toddlers and then we have a full grown child. So if this is your parent, then they're thinking of you as you're growing up. They're thinking of different periods in your life and different memories that you share together. And there might be a special place that they either hold very dear to them, or this is a place that is significant to the both of you, or significant to your family in that you always return to this place. So this might be a popular vacation spot or just any vacation spot that is special to your family. So you might have always gone back to a certain country or to a certain beach or to a certain desert. This might not even have to do with a vacation. It could be that this is a place close to your home. So maybe you lived close to a beach, or you lived close to a desert, or you lived in a tropical country, and they're thinking of that time when you were still in that tropical country. Maybe you lived near the water, because we're seeing the beach here, so I'm seeing a shore. And the shore doesn't have to be around the ocean. It could be around a smaller body of water. Just to cover my ground here, just to cover my bases. So there's a lot of thoughts about growing up and going through different stages. And I don't know what the title of the song is, but this is coming to me out of nowhere. There is a song by the 1975 that talks about stages. And I'm suddenly hearing that. So there might be some part of the lyrics in that song that could be relevant to you, but I don't remember the title of the song. So if you will look up the 1975 and search for any song with stages, the word stages in the lyrics, you might relate to that song, or you might relate to a part of the song, and that might be relevant to your situation with this person. So going back to this card, this person does think of you, and they think of you within this context. They think of you in stages. They think of you growing up. They think of you learning, exploring, being creative. They have a lot of memories with you. A lot of memories where you're being a child, you're exploring. This person really thinks fondly of you, so I think it might be a parent, because they're observing you so much. They're observing you exploring, relaxing, just living life. Being surprised, being creative, being filled with wonder. And also this sense of growing up and growing up strong. So this person might feel proud of you. This person might feel that you have grown a lot and that you have grown into a strong character, that you have grown to be someone they're proud of. There's this feeling of pride, really. There's this feeling of emotion too. When they think of you, they feel very emotional sometimes. They feel this emotional release. It could be that they're also proud of themselves for having had you at all, for having had you, for seeing you grow, for sharing a life with you, sharing experiences with you, for having you, for connecting with you. There's just something about having you that is such a huge blessing to them that they feel grateful for, that makes them feel very emotional. This person thinks that you're very intelligent. Again, very intelligent, very creative, very curious, with a potential for great things. Someone to be proud of. And they enjoyed watching you explore, they enjoyed watching you grow up. They enjoyed being connected with you so much. They're so fond of you. That is really what I'm feeling here. It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. So with number 8, it makes me think of the Strength card in tarot. So the Strength card shows a woman and a lion, and this woman and this lion, they both exhibit strength. It's just that the lion has more of a physical strength, a brute strength, whereas this woman has the strength of a leader, someone who encourages and inspires, someone who builds trust and uses that to allow a person to go after the same goal as them. So this might be the relationship that your person thinks of when they think of you. They feel that you had a beautiful relationship, that they were very happy with you, or that they are still happy with you, very proud of you, that they see a lot of strength in you. And it's funny because I mentioned the word strong earlier because I was looking at this horse, and now that I'm thinking of the Strength card and thinking of the lion, it makes me think of that physical, animalistic strength again. But then I also felt that they were proud of you, and then when I'm thinking of the Strength card in tarot, there's that lion that can talk about pride. And it's really interesting to me how these things are connecting. But that is what I'm thinking of. I do feel that this person you have in your mind thinks of you in this way, where they feel that you've grown into a very strong character, that they're very proud of you, and that's really what is highlighted here. Now, if you have children, then this person believes that you will be a great leader to your children. And they feel that you shared this relationship as well. I'm getting that they feel that it was a pleasure to be around you and to have interacted with you at all. I really keep hearing that, the word at all. It's as if this person is incredibly grateful to have existed with you. So now we're going to look into advice. We have lunar eclipse, open the door to a higher dimension, and conclusions are within reach with the full moon eclipse. So very interesting that we have an eclipse on both cards. Now, the eclipse is something that doesn't happen every day. This is a special event. And what I'm feeling is that your person holds this memory as something very special to them, something very dear to their heart, this memory and these memories and this relationship. So your person might compare you to an eclipse wherein this kind of relationship doesn't happen every day. This kind of interaction doesn't happen every day. And people like you aren't born every day. People like you don't come into their lives every day. That you are something special in their life. There's something very special about you. Now, with open the door to a higher dimension, it could be that you're meant to hear this reading as a sort of encouragement from them. Maybe by listening to this reading, in a way, they are continuing to encourage you to exercise your curiosity, to exercise your creativity, and to continue exploring and to continue moving up when it comes to your learning and your exploration and your growth. So through this reading, they might be wanting to express this towards you and to continue to encourage you to be your authentic self and to be your curious, explorative self. And with conclusions are within reach, if you are not connected to this person anymore, or you feel that there might be some sort of barrier to connecting with them, then you might arrive to an answer, or you might arrive at an answer very soon that will help you understand something that could give you confidence to reconnect with this person. And if it is not this person that you feel blocked from, well, we are looking at the eclipse, and the eclipse symbolizes you and how this person sees you. So another interpretation of this is that you might feel that you are blocked from yourself, that you are blocked from becoming this eclipse that this person sees you as. You might feel blocked from stepping into this higher dimension and from realizing this potential that this person sees in you. So in a way, this card says that soon you will find the answers that you need in order to reconnect with this person who you have always been, who they have always seen in you. So that is everything that I'm seeing here, pile number 10. I hope that this reading has been helpful to you and that it resonated with you. If you enjoyed this reading and found it helpful, then please give it a like. And if you would like to help me with my engagement and to have my channel reach more people, then please leave a comment down below. It would be enough just to leave me an emoji, or to tell me which pile you chose, or to share how this reading resonated with you. And finally, if you would like to see more videos like this, then please feel free to subscribe. So that is everything here. Thank you so much, pile number 10, for your time and attention. I will see you next time.